The Galactic Alliance, a vast conglomerate of alien species, had long forgotten about humanity. In the archives of countless star systems, humans were nothing more than a footnote, a species that had once ventured into the cosmos, but mysteriously vanished millennia ago. They were regarded as myth, a cautionary tale about the dangers of overreaching. Most alien scholars dismissed them as mere legend, with stories of their achievements and bravery lost to time. Yet among the fringe worlds, whispered in shadowed taverns and smugglers' dens, stories persisted, stories of a fierce, unstoppable race that once rivaled the galaxy's greatest powers. Some claimed they had been destroyed, others said they had left the galaxy in search of new frontiers, while the wildest stories claimed they had ascended to a higher plane of existence. The truth, however, was far stranger than any could imagine. On a remote planet orbiting a dim sun, a group of explorers from the Zephyran species had landed. Their mission was simple: investigate the ruins of an ancient civilization recently discovered by a passing probe. The planet was barren, its cities long decayed, swallowed by the sands of time. But as the Zephyran team ventured deeper into the ruins, they began to uncover something unusual: evidence of advanced technology, more sophisticated than anything they had ever seen. "Commander Raxus, you need to see this," said Gerald, the team's tech specialist. His voice crackled over the comms, thick with disbelief. Raxus hurried over to where Gerald stood, staring down at a strange metal monolith buried in the ground. It pulsed faintly with an energy signature, one that defied explanation. The markings on the monolith were unfamiliar, yet there was something oddly recognizable about them. "What is it?" Raxus asked, running his hand over the smooth surface. Gerald hesitated before replying, his voice barely above a whisper. "Commander, I think it's human." Raxus stiffened. "That's impossible. Humans are just a legend." "Maybe," Gerald responded, "but this technology, it matches the descriptions from the old texts. If these ruins are human, they might be older than we thought." As the team dug deeper into the ruins, they uncovered more artifacts, advanced weaponry, ancient holograms, and structures that suggested a thriving, once dominant civilization. The evidence was overwhelming. Humanity had once lived here, but where were they now? While the Zephyrans tried to make sense of their discovery, the news of the ruins quickly spread across the galaxy. Various alien factions, scholars, and scavengers flocked to the planet, each hoping to uncover the truth behind the legend of humans. The Galactic Alliance, once dismissive of the myth, was now fully engaged in the search. If humans had been as powerful as the stories suggested, and if any of their technology survived, it could shift the balance of power in the galaxy. But unknown to the Alliance, something far more dangerous was stirring. Deep in the heart of the ancient ruins, an automated system had awakened. Buried beneath the planet's surface for eons, a vast network of dormant human defense mechanisms hummed to life. The system had one purpose: to protect what remained of humanity, and now it had detected intruders. Far from the chaos on the surface, in the cold reaches of space, a small fleet of ships drifted silently. Unlike the sleek, polished vessels of the Galactic Alliance, these ships were dark and imposing, built for war and speed. At the helm of the lead ship, a figure stood, staring at the distant planet through the viewport. "Are we too late?" asked a voice from behind. The figure turned slightly, revealing a human face, scarred and hardened by centuries of survival. "Mo," the man said, his voice gravelly, "we're right on time." Captain Elias Sato was one of the last of his kind, a human who had been born generations after the fall of Earth. For millennia, humanity had been hiding, surviving on the fringes of the galaxy, forgotten by the alien powers that once feared them. They had learned, they had evolved, and they had prepared. Humanity had never vanished. They had simply been waiting for the right moment to return. "They found the cradle," Elias continued. "The aliens are poking around in things they don't understand. We have to secure the technology before it falls into the wrong hands." Beside him, Lieutenant Carol Ward nodded, her expression grim. "The system's defenses will activate soon. They won't be able to get far." Elias smirked. "Good, but we'll need to make sure none of them leave the planet alive." On the surface, panic was spreading. The once dormant monoliths and machinery had come to life, and strange, human-designed drones began rising from the ground. They moved with deadly precision, cutting through the alien scavengers and explorers. like they were nothing more than pests. "Fall back," Commander Raxus shouted, his voice frantic as his team scrambled to escape, but the drones were relentless, their advanced weaponry far beyond anything the Zephrans could defend against. Suddenly, the sky above the planet darkened. From the shadows, the human fleet descended. Ships that had not been seen in millennia roared into the atmosphere, dropping soldiers onto the ground. The surviving aliens watched in stunned horror as the legendary humans, clad in powerful armor and wielding advanced weapons, moved with the confidence of warriors who had fought for countless generations. Elias and his team made their way through the ruins, securing the technology and eliminating any alien who stood in their path. For too long, humanity had been content to stay in the shadows, but now, as they reclaimed their ancient heritage, they knew it was time to re-enter the galaxy. By the end of the day, the planet was silent once more, the ruins had been secured, and the aliens who had come to plunder it were either dead or fleeing. Captain Elias Soto stood in front of the monolith that had started it all, gazing at the human symbols etched into its surface. "We're not legends anymore," he muttered to himself. Behind him, the surviving humans gathered, ready to return to the stars and reclaim their place in the galaxy. Humanity was no longer a forgotten race, no longer a myth. They had returned, stronger than ever, and the galaxy would soon learn to fear them once again. For humanity had not been lost, they had only been waiting.